What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Speedrun related Q&A, where I answer questions related to speedrunning. We've gotten 12 questions today, and I wanted to say thank you to everybody who submitted questions for this Q&A. I'm truly grateful. Alright, the first question we got is from Jeff Bezos. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name. And they ask, what's your favorite part about speedrunning? Favorite part? I believe my favorite part of speedrunning is finding new tricks and skips in video games. It's just such an incredible experience being able to, skip parts of a video game. Finding those, especially if they're, extremely, huge skips, skipping chapters completely, or just super long missions in general. It's just super exciting when I'm able to find something like that. Especially if you can get the time down from a speedrun, so much lower from these skip discoveries. So, yeah, finding skips and tricks and all, that's definitely my favorite part of speedrunning. The next question we got is from ABYZ. Forgive me if I didn't say that right either. And they ask, who, in your opinion, is the greatest speedrunner of all time across the board? There is not a single speedrunner that I can say that is the greatest speedrunner of all time. Every speedrunner is, amazing and unique in their own way. There's just way too many factors, in my opinion, to really say that one person is the greatest speedrunner of all time. I met many incredible speedrunners, like M. Karma from the Hobbit speedrun community, and Shift from Battle for Bikini Bottom community, Haganator from the Banjo-Kazooie community. Yeah, there's just way too many amazing speedrunners to really say who's the greatest. I'll just say every speedrunner is, the greatest of all time. There's really no actual answer I can give for that one. The next question we got is from Diablery. I am so sorry if I mispronounced your name as well, oh my god. And they ask, what makes a fun speed game in your opinion? Do you have categories that you like to run more than others? Okay, answering the first one. What makes a good speed game in my opinion, one of them has to be length. I know you guys see me speedrun lots of short games, especially flash games on my YouTube channel, but just what makes good speed games in general, or fun speed games, I would say it has to be at least a decent length, maybe up to, in terms of speedrun, maybe at least 15 minutes or more. Yeah, length is one good thing, and also a game has to have variety in its gameplay. It's not just, hack and slashing all through the whole entire time. He's gotta be able to, do, a few other things. And also skips, glitches, and such. That is one other major factor, in my opinion, that makes a speedrun fun. Now, a game doesn't necessarily have to have skips and glitches and all. I just think it makes a speed game much more fun and all. Especially when it comes to trying to learn it and all, trying to figure out how it works. And it just gives you a much more amazing feeling of accomplishment whenever you are able to accomplish them. So yeah, tricks are another major thing to make a fun speed game. And other stuff, the only other thing I could say is it really just depends on you also in general, on how much you love a specific game. So yeah, that's gotta be one of the biggest major factors and what you could say could make a fun speed game. Alright, answering the second part of their question. Do you have categories that you like to run more than others? Personally, I prefer just running any percent categories. One of the reasons being because they're usually easier for me, and also, they're not really as long. I do some speedruns that's 100% sometimes, but only if it's a very short game. And lots of games out there that I love, or that I've already done speedruns of, there's just way too much to them for me to want to do 100% speedruns. It's just, 80% speedruns are just more enjoyable, especially since you have a higher chance of, trying to do more fun skips and everything. So yeah, 80% categories is definitely better for me personally. Now, Diablayer has a third question. What are some tips that you have for somebody who is just now trying to begin speedrunning? One of the first tips I would give is to try and interact with a good amount of speedrunners in the community. At least about 3 to 5 different speedrunners. Like, try to get a feel for how the speedrun community is. Like, try to get some info on some games that you love, that you see these people speedrunning. And after that, one major thing about, let's say when trying to decide a game for speedrunning, choose a game that you know you personally absolutely love and all. You can, like, choose to do many different games at once, or you can, like, do what most speedrunners do, just choose 1 to 2 games and all. But that part is really your decision, and another major thing is, don't worry about trying to get world record. World records, in my opinion, really should not matter in the speedrun community. I mean, you can get happy and excited, of course, when you get world records. I mean, why not? It's a major accomplishment. But that shouldn't be your main focus. Your main focus is really just improving your own time, improving yourself in the community. So yeah, that's one major tip I like to give, is not try to focus on, like, world record, but focus on beating your own times. And another tip I would like to give is, like, don't speedrun a game just because it is popular. I have some speedrunners come up to me, like, especially in terms of my YouTube channel, like, to speedrun some popular games like Super Mario 64. And I don't like the game that much personally. So yeah, try and speedrun what you personally like. Do not try to, like, join, like, speedrun communities or, like, try to speedrun games that you don't personally enjoy yourself. And one more tip I like to give is, when you start speedrunning, when you pick your game and everything, definitely choose a great speedrun timer and, like, LiveSplit. LiveSplit is one of the best speedrun timers that's been made right now, and it is very easy to use, and it's very easy to navigate through the settings and all that stuff. So yeah, that's probably all my tips I can think of. The next question we got is from Matthew Sisk, and they ask, what's your favorite console to speedrun games? I actually prefer speedrunning on PC, and my reason for that is because PC has a much bigger variety of video games to play than a console does. Like, there's many sites that you can go to find many different unique games, like itch.io, gamejolt.com, and also even Steam. Like, there's just so many great games on PC that you could find and do speedruns of, so yeah, it's definitely PC that I, like, love to speedrun games on the most. Our next question comes from Busta Boy Speedruns, and they asked, what is the hardest game you have ever speedran? Okay, I'm gonna have to think about that one for a moment. I think the hardest game I've ever done a speedrun of has been Buffy the Vampire Slayer on the original Xbox. That game has got some, like, pretty difficult sections, and some of the levels can get pretty terrifying when, like, trying to speed through them, and some of the vampires can get very trolly. Very trolly, I'm not kidding. It can get, like, very annoying with some of the vampires, and it can get super frustrating when you get moments where the vampires knock you into the damn water in the docks. Like, there's just... Oh, and also it's got some very difficult tricks, very difficult skips. So, yeah, that's the only game I could really think of that I would say is the hardest. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I want to try speedrun that game more, but it's just been so hard. It's a hard game. Okay, the next question we got is from Doctor Who Fan 10. And they asked, what is a good game for someone to speedrun if they are new to speedrunning? Now, one game I can think of right away is an indie game called Super Blue Boy Planet. Super Blue Boy Planet is a very simple 2D side-scrolling platformer. It's got, like, very easy, simple enough jumps throughout the game, and it's kind of easy to avoid all the enemies. It's got a few difficult sections, kind of like this little section here where you're trying to avoid these spikes or get through them. But I think the game is easy enough for someone who wants to start out speedrun to at least get a feel for it. Another game I can give right away is the Backyardigans Super Spy Adventure. Now, if you guys have stuck with me for a while, you guys have seen how my Backyardigans Super Spy Adventure runs go. There is a lot of glitches in the Backyard Super Spy Adventure, but trying to just speedrun it normally to start off with can be very, very easy. Like, it's just a very simple linear game where you're going straight the whole time. You push arrow keys here and there to go like onto back onto the other paths and all, and also just pushing the space bar to get through some sequences. Yeah, it's a very simple game to like play and speedrun. The glitches, they are also pretty easy to learn too. So yeah, definitely Backyard Super Spy Adventure is a good game for someone who wants to start out as well. The next question we got is from Auntie Aaron, and they ask, what are your thoughts when you find games with only 1 or 2 runners? Honestly, I know that feeling way too well. And the reason for that is because I have been the only speedrunner for Buffy the Vampire Slayer on original Xbox, like, for the past 3 years. And it can get pretty lonely, and it can probably get boring over time when you don't get any competition, anybody to, like try to find and search glitches with. And yeah, that is, like, with those other boards too, not just Buffy. Yeah, it can get a little lonely, like I said. And it would definitely be awesome to have someone to, like, just race against, you know, just have a little competition, try to find some cool skips and glitches together. So yeah, those are, like, pretty short, but those are basically my thoughts on boards with, like, very little runners. Alright, the next question we got is from Christian Vega 64, and they ask, what game would you speedrun that you have never ran before? If I had to choose a game, it would definitely be Disney's Dreamlight Valley. It's like a life simulator type game. Your character goes to sleep and then you are suddenly in some kind of magical Disney world called Dreamlight Valley, and you have to try and get rid of all these dark thorns, and you have to try and get rid of the darkness in the valley, make friends with the Disney characters, and upgrade your stats, and like find and do many different things, like complete quests to do the story and all. Like, there's many things that could be done with this game in terms of speedrunning, and I think it would be pretty exciting to do some kinds of speedruns of it. If you guys do want to see speedruns of it, by the way, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll try to do some speedruns of it sometime soon. The next question we got is from Cody Alexander, and they ask, how do speedrunners stay motivated to find time saves in their route after months, and in some cases, years of optimizations? Well, for me personally, the way I stay motivated is, like, knowing that the time can be pushed down even more. Whenever I try and speedrun Backyard Super Spy Adventure, like, I just want to be able to get the time down so much lower. It motivates me, like, to know that I myself can get the time down lower. Or at least that's one major thing for me that keeps me motivated for speedrunning. But also, another thing is because I just enjoy doing it. Speedrunning is such a very fun thing for me, and just knowing that it's going to be fun for me is one thing that's motivating for me. It's really different also for many other speedrunners. Like many other speedrunners, they have different ways to motivate themselves to speedrun. So yeah, I can't really speak for any of them, but yeah, just the fun of it, knowing I can, like, push time down lower. Yeah, that's what really motivates me personally. Okay, these next few questions are from a Facebook post where I posted my speedrunning Q&A video, but I'll still read them for you guys. I'm not going to mention their Facebook names since it's a little bit more private, but I am going to at least read the questions. The first one on the Facebook post is, what is it about SM64 that you don't like speedrunning versus the games you do enjoy speedrunning? Well, I don't like speedrunning Super Mario 64 because the game is just way too difficult for me, and I don't really care much for the game to begin with. I've personally never really been a fan of Super Mario 64. The game just really isn't that fun for me. And these next few questions is from one person. How do you even pick up something like a 4-hour run? A 4-hour run, there is a lot more variety to a game if a game takes that long to speedrun, which is one of the reasons I can see people, like, picking up, like, a super long run like that. And also, it's just like a new kind of challenge for us speedrunners to speedrun these super long games that takes even a few hours to complete. It's just something fun that we like to do, something we like to challenge ourselves with. And the next part of their question is, do you know where to find notes and guides for a run? Well, you could just look up speedrunning guides on YouTube, and also there is like Discord servers for a lot of the games that you can find on speedrun.com, and they have a lot of great people in them that can teach you like the basics and like tricks and such of the games. So yeah, those are definitely the best ways to like figure out like how to speedrun a game and like find notes and gather information for your speed game. And their third one is how to set up timers. Well, the best thing I can suggest is to go download something called LiveSplit. It's one of the easiest and most simplest speedrunning timers in my opinion, but it also still has a good variety for it. And like, there's also guides on how to set it up, especially if you're wanting to set up a certain way. So yeah, definitely like look up guides on how to do your LiveSplit timers and go for LiveSplit if you ever plan to use a timer. Now this next question is like tied into what I said about LiveSplit in the previous one. What kind of program do you have that times each split/section? Well, like I said in the previous answer, just download LiveSplit because it's the best speedrunning timer out there, in my opinion, and has like some great varieties to it, and you can find some amazing guides on YouTube to figure out how to set it up and how to do everything. Okay, guys, that's all the questions I got for this Q&A. Thank you so very much, everyone who asked questions. I truly appreciate it. It definitely made this Q&A like very fun for me, so thank you very much. Alright, that's going to be it for today, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, speedrun hitting that like button as fast as possible. And if you want to see more speedrun-related content, click that subscriber button, turning it gray. Thanks again for watching. See y'all next time. Goodbye, guys.